2024 Williamsburg Half Marathon. Let's scroll down and get to it because we only have about a month until race day. So kicking things off here, this is the race official website. That is where we are right now. In there, it gives you the place, description. This is talks about awards and things like that, but we're going to scroll down till the half. Right, talks about accommodations. I would check this out if you are looking for a place to stay. Packet pickup, there is early packet pickup. That's Friday, February 16th. That is an error because the race is on 17th. Excuse me. Tells you the specific address right through there. Also, race day packet pickup is also available, 7 to 9 a.m. right there. This is our half course that we are going to dive into in a little bit. This is our start finish line area. This is the 5K and the half marathon line up, start line right through here, and this is the finish line right through here. So the start line is up here, and you're going to run north initially there. Refreshment tents, medical tent, art museum, and the parking lot are all right through here. So make sure you do check this little mini map out before we dive into some more things. That was that start and finish line map, and that is pretty much all the info that you get here. I would assume they're going to be in email contact with you leading up before the race. This is our our race course, so we are starting up through here, and we are going to zigzag our way around Williamsburg before we run pretty much out of it and then return for our finish. Again, if you click on event info, this is the page that you are going to get. Start time of 9 a.m., end time of 12:30 p.m. And there's only 343 spots left as of the 15th of January. So it is coming up here pretty quickly, and that is pretty much the main things that you are alerted of. One thing I was not able to figure out, according to the website, is the aid stations. It just lists water. I don't know if it has any other accommodations at those aid stations, so just be aware if you do want to fuel with something else like gels or calories or anything else that you are probably going to have to carry it on your person. So this is our race course for this year. We have 480 feet of elevation gain-ish, right? And if you follow the channel, you'll see that we did a half marathon about a week ago now, and that was a steady incline up and a steady incline down, pretty much an out and back, and that's how they got pretty similar elevation for their race course. And this is kind of the opposite. You're going to have short, punchy hills out through here. A lot of the inclines that you're going to see here, 4.5, 5 percenters, or even more common, probably the 2 to 3.5 percenters, and it's just going to repeat over and over and over again. So the way that other previous race that we covered got their elevation with just that steady incline and decline, this does it, gets the same elevation pretty much, but in a very different way. So it's very you're going to go down a hill, you're going to go up a hill. It's just going to repeat. It's going to be kind of attack mode throughout the day. So with that, you're going to have to be aware of your running form. You're going to have to be aware of pretty much how you're putting out the power, the pace, and your heart rate throughout the day, pretty much from the beginning here. Now, the beginning is one of the areas where we do have a little bit of reprieve here. This is our 2.7 mile, and this is through the downtown area, this blue section that's highlighted. So this is our start. We're zigzagging our way through downtown here, and then we are going to start to head out of Williamsburg. Only 40 feet of elevation gain. This is going to be a faster section just because of the lack of elevation mixed in here. All right. With that, make sure you do have a good solid warm-up and you are ready to go right from the beginning, because if you're not and you take these first couple of miles to ease into the race, you're going to do yourself a disservice and you're going to allow other people to just run away from you for those first 2.7 miles. Now, the next big section out on course here, this is from about mile, let's correct it here. This is about 1.7 miles right through here. This is from 2.7 to 4.5. We do have a big valley that we do go. So we are going to be dropping from that 74 feet all the way down to a whopping 4 feet. And you can see here that this gradient, this decline gradient, is about a 3% decline on the way down. Watch your running form. This comes at about 3 miles into your race, and it's going to be very common for athletes just to really hammer this. You should be going fast on this downhill, but you need to be doing it with proper running form. Have your feet landing underneath you. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings, and make sure you're not just chasing rabbits or time or pace just to chase them. All right. Because as we slowly come back over here, the next 1.1 miles right through here from 3.4 to 4.5 miles is a steady uphill drag. This is going to be where you're going to experience some of your max gradients out on course. We have 3.5 here, so not quite topping out at that 4.8, which happens later, but this is going to be the steepest point out on course here that you are going to experience for a little bit. So be ready to attack that. Section 3 is a downhill and an uphill. This is when we've already crossed underneath that parkway over there, and we are starting to run on that back section where it transitions from pavement to unpaved road right there. So again, we are dropping from 84 feet to 20 feet again. That is from mile 4 point, let's call it 4.5 to mile 5. So about a half a mile drop through here. When you are here again, the pace should be naturally high, but don't force it to be there. Just have gravity assist you, and if you are finding that you are really, really pushing the pace and you're kind of running outside of your limit on the downhill during this section, then alarm bells should be going off because we should be using this downhill as kind of a last-ditch recovery area for us later on. And I'm going to zoom out to show you why. So zooming in from about mile 5 to 11.8. We have 245 of our 480 feet of elevation gain. This is going to be, let's call it the meat and potatoes of this course right through here. This is this blue highlighted section, this out and back here. Again, very up and down, very not straightforward. There's twists, there's turns, you're always going to be doing something in this section over here. This is the biggest key to the course right through here. You want to arrive at this section ready to rock and roll for the out and back here. If you are on your limit approaching the unpaved section right here, you know that you're going to struggle a little bit and you're going to have to use that downhill that we talked about previously, even more so as a recovery point. Plan A is to get to this downhill section here and just kind of recover, get everything ready, have your feet landed underneath you, proper running form, going through what you should be doing in this next section here for these next 6.7 miles, all right? So, again, this isn't the best spectator course once you get back through in here. I could be wrong, but in my mind, a lot of the people are going to be more downtown, and then once you start to get to this area, it's going to be a little bit less. So you're going to be kind of left to your own things back in here. So with that, this is going to be an area where a lot of runners just mentally turn off. They're going to be looking for that turnaround, and they're just going to be praying that it's going to be around the next corner and the next corner and the next corner. Use this opportunity to stay mentally strong and catch up to people if anyone has slid away from you. If you are ahead of your major competitors out here, make sure you are starting to turn the screws on them right through here. In these up and downhill sections, run to your advantage. If you know that you're a better downhill runner, use the downhills. Don't be afraid to use that tactic. If you're more of an all-around runner, what I would do is I would use the first section, say you're talking about one specific uphill. I would use the first half of that downhill to have a bit of a recovery. The next half of that downhill, you need to start getting up to your race speed and kind of driving that hill that's about to happen. As the hill slowly starts to come up, you have one of two options: attack the hill or kind of let the hill come to you. I'm much more partial to the second strategy. Let the hill kind of come to you. If you're constantly forcing, you might force a little too hard in certain scenarios, but you can always switch to that strategy as we get later on. So now I'm gonna zoom in on the remainder of our course over here, and I zoomed in on this section coming out of our unpaved section here. Again, we are going to drop off before we start heading towards that pavement, that road out there. This again is another big section for you to be going fast but in control and hopefully getting a little recovery with that section there. As we springboard up through here, and yes, this is a hill that you definitely should be attacking if you do have the stuff left. That's 11.8 miles into the race, so only a couple left. And then this other undulating section right through here, this whole section has 140 feet of elevation gain of that 480. So this is largely where you get the remainder from that last big section for the total elevation out on course. And again, we do have a couple 3%ers out here, right through here. And then we also have a couple more mixed in right through here in this last big section. You will also notice I have kind of scaled this out here according to their map that they have on their website. Down over here, their turnaround is listed right about here. We're already at 14.3 miles, so something's got to give. What I'm going to assume is going to happen is this turnaround is going to get pushed a little further, probably more towards this section right through here. So when you do get your packet pickup on race day, make sure you check the official map and see what's going on with that turnaround, because if it stands as is published right now, you are going to be running a bit more than that 13.1. So plan to run a little bit more beforehand. And if you only run 13 because they've adjusted that turnaround point at the bottom, you only run 13. Happy days. But if not, expect to run a bit more. And that is the Williamsburg 2024 edition race plan overview. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to assist you. Good luck, everyone.